Have you ever felt like invisible forces are controlling your life? As if no matter how hard you try, something pulls you back, holds you down, keeps you from moving forward, from prospering, or finding peace. What if I told you this could be the result of a real magnetism, an energy field your soul is connected to, and that you can learn to govern it? In today's video, you'll discover the real mystery behind these hidden forces, and more importantly, how to use this knowledge to take control of your destiny. Stay with me until the very end, because in the final topic, I'll reveal a powerful technique to restore the balance of your vital energy and transform your reality. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Do you feel like you've been living under forces you can't control? Most people don't realize it, but we are surrounded by subtle energy fields all the time. There's a type of magnetism far beyond the one that attracts metal. It's spiritual, emotional, vibrational. This magnetism is real, even if mainstream science hasn't fully understood it yet. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract everything they want, while others stay stuck, trapped in cycles of pain, lack, or failure? This is not a coincidence. It's unconscious magnetism. Our body, our mind, they emit signals, waves, impulses. When we are out of balance, taken over by fear, guilt, anger, or sadness, our energetic field becomes unstable. And as a result, we attract situations that mirror that disorder. But when we learn to harmonize this energy, life begins to flow differently. Opportunities arise, doors open, the right people appear. But be careful, this magnetism can be a bridge to transformation or an invisible prison, keeping you exactly where you are. If you feel like you're living in circles, repeating the same mistakes, maybe it's time to break the pattern. And this is where three universal forces come into play, governing everything. Imagine that within you, three subtle forces are constantly shaping your thoughts, your emotions, and your outcomes. These forces are known symbolically as Odd, Ob, and Hour. Odd is the active force, the creator. It represents willpower, conscious action, and a life led by wisdom and choice. When your field of Odd is strong, you think clearly, decide firmly, and shape your reality with ease. Ob, on the other hand, is the passive force, the unconscious. It represents fate, blind impulses, fear, and unhealed trauma. When you're under the influence of Ob, you tend to act impulsively, self-sabotage, and feel like you're being pulled by a force you can't quite understand. Then there is Hour, the sacred balance. Hour is the perfect state, between action and emotion, between thought and feeling, between impulse and control. Our is the soul at peace. It governs energy without being enslaved by it. These three forces influence everything: your relationships, your health, your finances, and the choices you make or fail to make. And the most terrifying truth: most people live completely under the rule of Ob, repeating patterns, living on autopilot, afraid to change. But once you learn to recognize these forces and master your energy with awareness, you access something extraordinary: the power to transform your life from the inside out. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I'm magnetizing with Od or with Ob? That's exactly what we'll uncover in the next chapter. And the answer might surprise you. Here's an uncomfortable truth: not all energy is benevolent. Not all light heals. Sometimes what seems like light is just illusion, a dead light. This dead light appears when someone develops a certain kind of magnetism, but without inner balance, without connection to the truth of their being. It's when someone begins to attract, but what they attract is confusion, obsessions, toxic relationships, addictions, or even illness. That's because magnetism by itself doesn't distinguish right from wrong. It simply amplifies whatever you vibrate. If you vibrate fear, you will attract situations that feed fear. If you vibrate scarcity, you will attract loss, debt, limitation. If you vibrate guilt, you will attract punishment, rejection, failure. This kind of confused, unbalanced magnetism can cause true collapse, emotional, spiritual, even mental. It's like a light bulb that turns on, but flickers wildly. Instead of illuminating, it disturbs. On the other hand, some people radiate a calm, steady, wise energy. They don't need to raise their voice to be heard. Their very presence transforms the room. These people are aligned with the forces of Od and Or, which gives their magnetism healing power, attraction, and transformation. The secret lies in the frequency you're feeding inside yourself. Are you cultivating obsessive thoughts, feelings of envy, comparison, constant fear? Or are you making the effort to purify your mind, to raise your vibration, to reconnect with the sacred within you? Remember, you can have strong magnetism, but if it's out of control, it can turn against you. In the next chapter, we'll explore why governing these forces is a spiritual responsibility, and why ignoring them may be the reason you feel stuck. Every day, even without realizing it, you're making a fundamental choice to command your energy or to be commanded by it. Most people live like emotional puppets. They are pulled by the invisible strings of fear, anxiety, anger, or the need for approval. They react to the world, but they don't choose. They want change, but they don't act. They blame fate, but ignore their own vibrational field. Do you know someone like that? Or have you ever felt like that? Here's the truth. There is no such thing as energetic neutrality. You either govern or you are governed. You either use your will to direct your vibration, or you are dragged by unconscious forces inherited from childhood, from your culture, or even from past lives. And what does it mean to govern? It means having emotional discipline, mental clarity, and spiritual presence. It means you can feel fear, but you don't have to act from it. You can feel anger, but you can still choose to respond with wisdom. You may be surrounded by chaos and still remain centered. This self-mastery is not coldness. It is not repression. It is true spiritual freedom. To govern your inner forces is to say, I am the center. I choose what I think. I choose what I radiate. I choose what I attract. And that choice changes everything. It takes you out of the role of victim and places you on the throne of your own existence. But how do you find that balance between reason, emotion, and energy? That's what you'll discover now in the final and most important point. You've made it here. And now it's time to discover a key that many seek, but few truly find. How to reach the energetic equilibrium known as R, that sacred state where your magnetism finally begins to work for you. R is more than a concept. It's a deep vibrational state where your mind is clear, your emotions are calm, and your body is in harmony with your soul. It is what the ancients once called the royal state of being. But how do you get there? Here is a simple yet powerful formula. Step 1. Purify your source. Begin by observing the thoughts you feed yourself daily. What you think often becomes your frequency. Replace thoughts of scarcity with abundance. Trade judgment for compassion. Trade criticism for gratitude. This clears your magnetic field. Step 2. Breathe with awareness. Yes, breathe, but not just any breath. Practice slow, deep, conscious breathing 3 times a day. It reprograms your nervous system, aligns your mind to the present, and strengthens your vibrational presence. Step 3. Be silent to listen. Set aside 5 minutes a day. Close your eyes and simply observe. How does your body feel? What emotions are active? Which thoughts dominate? This small act of awareness ignites the light of consciousness, and consciousness is the foundation of balance. Step 4. Declare your sovereignty. Speak with intention. I command my energy. I choose my vibration. I create my reality. The conscious repetition of these words roots you in the now and programs your subconscious for awakening. When you practice this consistently, something begins to shift, both within and around you. You become less reactive more magnetic, less anxious, more confident, less scattered, more aligned. And that's when R, the sacred balance between Od and Ob, emerges. You begin to feel that everything makes sense, that life begins to flow, that existence is no longer a burden, but an expression of your deepest essence. You become the true ruler of your inner forces. You've just accessed a knowledge that is not only spiritual, it's liberating. Magnetism is not something only a few possess. It's a force we all carry, but very few know how to use. The difference between drifting through life or living with purpose lies in mastering your own energy. It lies in realizing that you are the source, not the effect. It lies in making conscious choices every single day that strengthen your vibrational field, your mental clarity, and your connection to the divine. Remember this. Od is your will. Ob is your unconscious. Ur is your state of balance. And yes, you can master these forces. You don't need to be initiated in secret schools. You don't need any special gifts. All you need is the willingness to look within, to practice with presence, and to act with conscious intent.